Let's bring the June 14th, 2023 meeting to order. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Mr. Smith? Okay.
Roll call.
Oh, I can't hear.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
What was the question?
Oh, I said
Are
roll
you
call.
here?
Here.
Ear specialist, leave him alone. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr.
Tony.
Ms. Curran? Here. Mr. Cullen?
Mr. Collin is excused.
Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Poliafico?
Here.
Mr. Stiltner?
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Here.
Sorry. Ms. Paglione? Here. Mr. Chicoletti?
Here. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Solicitor's executive session report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. There was an executive session that started at 6:15. All board members who are present at this meeting were present at the executive session, along with Dr. Davis, Mr. McHugh, and myself. Personnel items, informational items, and collective bargaining items were discussed in the executive session, which concluded just before this meeting started. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Trullo. Do I have a motion to approve the complete agenda?
Motion.
Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Palafko? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Reports and presentations. Dr. Davis.
Yes, I'd like to take this opportunity to have Dr. Schaefer report to the Board of Education regarding our comprehensive plan as the comprehensive plan consultant. Dr. Schaefer.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone.
Welcome, Dr.
Thank you.
Schaefer.
Thank you. Before I give a brief synopsis of the comprehensive plan, I want to first thank all those who really worked with me to make this a possibility. This has been it's a large project, but I want to thank Dr. Davis, Mr. Rosado, Mr. Nastasi, Dr. Smith helped with this. I want to thank Paul Hetherington because working with the technology from the Department of Education isn't always the easiest. So he was a huge help with that. I'd also like to thank Chad Evans from the intermediate unit. Without his support, none of this would have been possible. He was a huge support to us. And I want to thank you, the Board of Education, for giving me the opportunity to do this. Believe me, I've really enjoyed doing this year. So the comprehensive plan is mandated by the Pennsylvania Department of Education every 3 years, okay? This plan goes into effect July the 1st, 2023, and is in place until June 30th, 2026, okay? Now, initially, this plan was due to the Department of Education on May the 30th. However, the infinite wisdom of the Department of Education in the middle of the process decided to change the process and change the plan, so that it is not really due now until November the 30th. However, by state law, it is finished. By state law, it has to be on the website for preview for a minimum of 30 days. Okay, so as of tomorrow, it will go up on the website. It's ready to go, and then you'll approve it at your meeting on August the 17th. Okay. Very briefly, there are 3 main priorities in this plan. But I want you to know the plan. I mean, a lot of times people do comprehensive plans, and it's something that's just shelved. We purposely wrote this so that it is a working document that does drive the district over the next 3 years. The first area, which is to strengthen the curriculum, instruction, and assessment. And just as an example of what we plan to do there, over the summer, Dr. Davis has approved the rewriting of the entire curriculum, K through 12, by the teachers to bring it in line with the changing standards from the Department of Education. That's just one area that we're looking at. The second priority, we plan to develop and strengthen programs that meet the social and emotional needs of our learners. Currently, the elementary school is a model school for the PBIS program, which is a positive behavior and intervention support program. They're going to continue to improve this program. It has been extended to the middle school, and eventually it's going to be going to the high school. In reference to the emotional or social and emotional wellness piece, the district is going to develop a plan to determine the needs of the students. It's going to have to first include assessments, interviews, and feedback. To ensure that this process is happening, the administrators have agreed to meet once a month to make sure that this is happening, within the district. And the third priority is to strengthen the college and career readiness programs. A significant step in that already has been the implementation of a STEM program here at the elementary school. And next year, Mr. Nastasi is putting a STEM program in the middle and high school, which is very significant. Another large accomplishment that's going to be in place by September, and this is being driven by Dr. Davis, is that we're going to put in a program to educate our special needs students once they graduate until they're at the age of 21. Because currently, we're sending those students out and paying different organizations to educate them. So this is a huge, huge project that I know Dr. Davis initiated this, and he's spearheading this. And then we'll continue to work with the community college to offer our students different classes and certifications, okay? That's a lot in a nutshell. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, like I said, so tomorrow, it'll be up on the website for review. And I'll stay there then until August 17th, okay?
Dr. Schaefer, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and
Thank you.
thanks for helping us out with graduation.
Oh, my pleasure, believe me.
Thanks, Tom.
Good, good. Thank you, Dr. Schaefer. Also, I'd just like to point out to the board that, as discussed in executive session, with various, two items that are listed on the agenda that I explained, that were into teachers at the elementary level that I'm recommending because of the strong recommendations from the elementary staff and interviewing team that were awarded in terms of a higher number in terms of their educational and academic steps for the reason when I talked about, can I use the name?
Yeah, this is on the agenda, sure.
Okay, in terms of Ms. Peterson, she comes from Philadelphia. She taught third grade for a number of years, 6-7 years. But why she is a strong candidate? Number one, third grade is a PSA testing, assessment test grade. Not only that, she comes with pre-K experience and certification, special education certification, K-12, EL, in terms of English language, for those learning English, okay? And middle school years in English, as well as grades 5 to 8. She has a master's degree from St. Joe's Special Education, and based on the strong recommendation from the elementary interviewing team, I recommend to the board that she be awarded that particular contract. In regard to the school psychologist, who has 16 years, we awarded her from a local school district based on her experience in dealing with, as everyone know, we have a high population of special ed, and we want to make sure that we are addressing their needs at the level to reduce them being in special ed classes. So she comes with a great deal of experience dealing with, from a district that has almost similar demographics, okay, regarding the type of students that we have here at Bristol to meet their needs and to get them away from going back to the regular education program with the sport instead of being designated as special education. So we're bringing two highly qualified individuals, okay, because we don't need, no disrespect, an inexperienced school psychologist with the level of work that we need to do. And I'm asking the board to support those recommendations. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Davis. Mrs. Rosado.
Hi, good evening, thank you. So if you were able to attend on May 25th, we had our first, I would say, annual Arts and Science Showcase, which was an amazing evening. Our families were treated to the best science fair, which was set up in our library. The science fair was constructed under the direction of Mrs. Halkowski, and it was a showcase of the gifted and enrichment hard work of those students in that program. Our chorus and band concert was music to our ears. I don't know, I couldn't say enough great things about how the students performed and the tremendous amount of growth that was made with both of those programs from the December performance in such a short period of time. So congratulations to both Dr. Downey and Mrs. Snyder, who led those efforts, and of course to our students. And then of course, Dr. Schaefer mentioned our STEM program. And so our STEM fair was packed with parents and families who actually purchased a lot of the items that were made right here in school in our STEM lab from our students, designed and made from our students. And we look forward to continuing to grow that program, as I know we'll be receiving a 3D printer, which was afforded to us by the Bristol Borough Education Fund. And so the program's only going to continue to grow and get better and better and better. And the kids are learning a tremendous amount, which we know the value in that as they progress through the years. And then having it at the middle school will just be an added bonus. So awesome. On May 26th, Snyder Girardi ran and participated in the Kids Walk for Cancer. It's a spinoff of the Relay for Life. We've done this for many, many, many years. And over the years, we've raised thousands of dollars for cancer research. This year alone, we raised approximately $5,500 in, obviously, in thinking of Mrs. Gatelli, and will be used for cancer research. Our field days, which were held at the end of May into June, were a huge success. 3 great days of wonderful weather and fun. Thank you to Mr. V and his team for organizing these days. Students were treated to a picnic lunch of hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, along with chips and water. Thank you to Dr. Smith and his helpers for working the grill for 3 days and that food station. Our last Outrageous Showcase was on this past Friday, June 9th. Once again, it was a packed house. I think Ms. Paglione was there. And of course, the children really don't surprise us with their talent. Outrageous has been such a great addition to the school and really given the students another outlet to show what they can do. Our families were sent a Google Form survey soliciting their feedback about the families and how this program has impacted our children. And overwhelmingly, the feedback has been super positive. And there's also been some recommendations, which I will be meeting on Friday with Amy and Q from the Riverside Theater to kind of discuss that feedback and how we will implement some of those recommendations from our parents. All of them also were hopeful that the program would continue. Finally, we celebrated our kindergarten and 6th grade students with promotion ceremonies this past Monday and Tuesday. We set up, I think, 380 chairs. I think we probably had 360 people attend both of those different ceremonies. The great teams in kindergarten and 6th grade organized beautiful celebrations for our students and families as their special moments, and we know that, and they cherish those moments. And I would like to say, ooh, this is emotional. Well, you know already, our 6th grade ceremony also included a special tribute to Mrs. Agassar. Phew. She's been a part of our staff for 34 years, and she's always taught 6th grade math. That equated to, when I did the math, over 6,000 days of teaching 6th grade math. Who would ever want to do that? I don't know, but she did, and she did it with grace and poise, and the children were a part of her family, and she made them a part of her family. And we're certainly going to miss Miss Agassar. She's been a critical part of our staff and such an amazing role model for our students, so we will miss her dearly. And then back down to some federal programs report based on our current academic data and feedback and goals set by the leadership team. We will be constructing our Title I school-wide plan, which we do over the summer with that information, which we, obviously gathered in the school year. Once again, we will be offering our summer learning loss program for students in grades K through 5. It's going to be July 31st to August 3rd, Monday through Thursday, and August 7th through 10th. Mrs. Sam has taken the lead in organizing and reaching out to the parents. Letters were already sent home with them, and then she will do the outreach to keep them abreast of everything and just remind them, because it's over a month away, so that no one forgets about that great opportunity to service and kind of counteract some of the learning loss that has occurred over the years. As Dr. Schaefer mentioned, we have several of our teachers working on writing curriculum for math and ELA. We had a short meeting today to discuss some of the expectations that would need to be written into that curriculum. So I'm hopeful that the teachers will do a great job. Mrs. Som created a Google Drive and will be sharing and uploading all of that information so it's available for everybody. And of course, our book study for the next school year will be about guided math in action, as we'll have a little focus on math this year. Well, next year, 23-24 school year. Thank you.
Yes. First, I would like to start out by congratulating the class of 2023 on graduating last night. I'd like to thank all of the staff and the custodians, the teachers, EMS, police, everybody in our community who made it such a wonderful night, and it was a wonderful night. 5:31, we had our high school sports recognition program and our college athletics, or NCAA signing day. Our program was for grades 9 through 12. We had probably 100 or so parents and family members show up that day. It was the first time we've ever had a live link, so any family member across the world could see and watch a loved one get an award. We also had 5 students who signed NCAA letters of intent. 3 of them are going to Thaddeus Stevens to play football. 1's going to Alvernia to play softball. And another student is going to Sacred Heart for track and field. And we were really proud of that, and we celebrated that with their family on that day. On 6/1, we had our 7th grade community walk. The 7th grade community walk, the entire 7th grade, along with some support teachers and all the other teachers go, and they're bused to different locations around town. And basically what do? They pick up garbage and they trash, and they beautify our community. We probably had 12, 14 bags of trash and for different locations that was targeted. We had police patrolling all over the place, so it was a great day. On 6/1, we had our high school academic honors program. It was about 45 to 50% of our students were either distinguished or received honors this year. Again, we had a live link that was available for all family members. It was really crowded. It was packed. We made a change last year that we moved all the programs to the morning. We put it in the gym, and using that gym space was a great idea. On 6/2, we had our Kickball for Life event. Kickball for Life, we had about 15 different teams that were sponsored by teachers, staff, whoever. We raised about $1,200 and covered the cost of all our other. We had a huge cookout for our kids. It was an all-day event. It was the hottest day of the year last Friday. We made it. We're going to make some adjustments next year and start a little later. But all our proceeds were donated to the Special Olympics, and specifically the unified track team. On 6/2, we had our middle school academic program. This was the second year of us having it. Again, we had it in the gym. This one, I bet you we had between 100, 150 parents show up for this one. It was a great crowd, a ton of awards, and it was an 8th grade promotion going to high school. On 6/2, we had our 8th grade memory dance. It's a wonderful night. It's a night that parents are invited in the beginning to see a slideshow, and then we had a dance that followed. Again, it was another wonderful night we had. On 6/7, we had our 6th grade move-up day. Our 6th graders were bused up to the high school. They had a talk to by Dr. Davis, Mr. Pops also, Mr. Popovsky. I was unavailable. I had a principal conference. But the students were led around the school by our National Honor Society students. They were shown where they're going to be going next year. They were introduced to their 7th grade teachers. They had a snack in the cafeteria, and they were dismissed. So they were probably there like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, and it's a great time for the students to see where they're going to be going and the space they're going to be in and the faces they're going to see. So
Alleviates their anxiety and fears, too.
yeah, definitely, it definitely lowers their anxiety and some of the fears they have. So just seeing some of those things. On 6/9, we had a senior picnic. Our senior picnic, again, it's a huge cookout. This year, we also added a huge, what do you call it? Like a huge water slide, water tent, and it was such a hit. First of all, we were worried that if any of the students would jump in or whatever, but before we know
Maybe you
it,
should go first.
no, it ain't happening. But before we know it, everybody was jumping in. It was such a hit. They were so grateful. It's something we're going to continue next year. But something I did forget, though, I think one of the events that happens in this district doesn't get talked about enough is when we have our senior walkthrough, when all the seniors get bussed in their cap and gown, and when they come to the elementary school, Kelly and her staff do a great job. The hallways are packed with all the kids. They're all fired up. There's music playing, and all the students walk through the hall like one last time. It's such a great memory and a great tradition. You know, they're all high-fiving. They're all giving fist pounds, and it's pretty emotional. It's a really cool event. And after that event, we have our picnic, so it was a wonderful day. Next, this year we brought back our middle school spirit day, red and gray day, the old red and gray day we brought back. We had it in the, at the track. We had 10 different stations of 10 different activities. It was a wonderful event. The event ended with grade by grade tug of war and a 40-yard dash. So we do have a fastest person in the middle school. And then yesterday we had our graduation. But to finish, I want to thank all of our teachers, custodians, secretaries, and I want to thank the school board for your support on a successful year that we had. And one last thing, I want to congratulate Mr. Roth on his retirement this year. Thank you, Mr. Roth. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Nastasi. The comprehensive plan report? We had that, okay. Public participation, anyone from the public?
Good evening, everyone. Is anybody else freezing in here? Because it's cold. My name is Vanessa, and I'm joined here tonight by Marcus Wright. We are two of the three key stakeholders in the new Bucks County Bulldogs tackle football program. So my husband, Bobby, is actually currently at the Anchor Yacht Club, where we have a membership doing pretty much the exact same thing that I'm doing. Otherwise, he would be here tonight. We had the opportunity to speak in front of council on Monday this week, and we had incredible support. So we wanted to be present tonight. We were asked to be present tonight in order to tell you a little bit about our tackle football program. So I'm sure that some of you may have seen that council meeting. I certainly don't want to be redundant, but if you would allow me just to kind of go through and talk to you a little bit about the program, I would love to do that. We are all residents here in the borough, and our kids attend borough schools, and they're active in the borough rec program sports. My 8-year-old son specifically plays pretty much every sport that you can possibly imagine, and we encourage that tremendously. So we're really proud, really, to be able to bridge that gap, right, between the rec program and the Warriors team. But the Bulldogs, we are an independently funded organization that's partnering with Aaron Antonelli and the Bristol Borough Rec, with Mike Poplawski, the athletic director, with council, and with the backing of the school board here, we'll be standing this program up this fall here in Bristol Borough. Our goal is to support the kids in the community and provide a feeder program that bridges the gap between rec flag football program and the Bristol Warriors. In an effort to be a fully transparent program, we are openly soliciting for sponsorship, donations, and applying for grants. to support the funding of the program. Obviously, most of you know football is a very expensive program, so outside of the flag umbrella where there's minimal cost involved, when it comes to protecting our kids and having them actively play in the sport, you know, the equipment is a huge factor for us. But so as a brand new program, we will need the necessary funding to provide all the equipment, the uniforms, the league fees, the other additional costs that are associated. We did just receive notification that we were granted, well, we were selected for a grant, which is extremely exciting news through Good Sports. We don't know exactly what the parameters of that grant is, but it is equipment grant. So we're still working through that process. We should have some more details coming up in the future to be able to supply some equipment to the program. Through fundraising efforts to date, we have been able to raise thousands of dollars, which has brought us to about 90% to our goal for 2 teams to stand up in 2023. Our goal is to then continually grow the program, you know, with a modest vision of another 2 teams maybe next year in 2024. But we still remain in need of community support to raise the additional monies needed to provide the opportunity to the kids. We are a fully insured 501(c) registered nonprofit, and we will operate with an open book policy. So we want to partner with the council and with the board, and just let you know, like, we're completely transparent. Our home base will be here in Bristol under the Bristol Borough RAC umbrella, and we're also a USA registered football program. The program, as I mentioned, will start out small with 2 teams. We're accepting children between the ages of 5 and 10. You know, people have asked us, like, what happens if you have exorbitant registration? And it's a great question, right? So we would love to be able to take more kids. But as we created the business plan to stand up this program, we wanted to make sure that we had the proper funding in order to be able to address them. So we want to also be very cognizant of the fact that we want to give the kids the proper playing time and make sure that our teams are not too large so they actually really enjoy their experience. So we would love to be able to accept more, but at some point we're definitely going to have to cap. We are working with an organization as well that provides some subsidies to the registration fees that we currently have. We are open for registration currently, so you know, all kids are welcome to join in and do the registration. We're going to have an open registration at some point in July. We haven't designated a date yet, but we're going to publicize that. But yes, we do have a subsidy program. There is a grant that opens on July 18th, I believe. That's an independent grant where the families themselves will go on and apply for any kind of a subsidy type of cut on the registration fee. So we'll be offering that to the families in the community as well. But slots are filling up, but we definitely need more kids. We appreciate the support that we've gotten from the community and from council and the school board. So really, really looking forward to standing something up fresh and new and totally community-based. So I thank you for your time, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to put them out now, or if they come up in the future, I have a handbook that I can supply you. I have our current sponsorship packet, as well as our insurance rider that includes the school borough as an underinsured that I can provide to you tonight.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with that name?
Bucks County Bulldogs?
Yeah.
That's Mr. President over there. Bucks County Bulldogs was, so Marcus was a coach. He's been a coach. Our boys have played underneath Marcus, and
You know, we play Marsville and they are.
I hear that. I know, it's like the ultimate rivalry. So what better way to kind of quell that a little bit, right?
My other question is,
Yeah.
you are completely Bristol Borough, right?
So we are open to Bucks County, and so we can accept other membership, but we're home-based here in Bristol. So the majority of all of our publicity and whatnot is taking place right here. When we spoke with council and Ralph specifically, like, we're aiming for a 70-30 max split where we're supporting the Bristol borough residents. The reason behind why we stood it up as Bucks County is because when you're a new nonprofit program looking for a place to call home, we didn't know if we had the support here in home in Bristol, which is where we really wanted to be. And so we needed to create opportunities for us to have access to fields and to players and to coaches. But inevitably, what has happened and what we have seen is that we've had a tremendous support here in the borough, and we're super excited about that, and we want to keep it here.
So your players are not going to be totally Bristol kids?
Well, everybody that has currently registered has actually been Bristol Borough children. So we're not really advertising outside of the borough, with the exception of Facebook. We've just kind of opened it up, like, let's open it up, and we're talking about the borough, we're talking about the school district, we're promoting it in that fashion. But no, we're not necessarily excluding children that want to be involved for neighboring programs. So with the previous program that was in place here, our children played for it, and we watched the entire situation unfold, and our children got split up. They all got split up into neighboring programs, and it was heartbreaking for us as parents and as families to watch that happen. So on the heels of that, we really wanted to be able to bring a program together that we could stand up here in the borough and partner with everybody involved to revamp this and bring everything home.
I understand, but I mean, I know we're going to charge you, your organization, to use of the fields.
No.
I
Well,
thought
here,
we were going
I have a
to.
question. When it was first presented, are they under the rec program?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
we're
you're under-
operating
You're not
under,
operating.
we're
they're under-
operating under
operated by Bucks
the
County.
rec umbrella, but we're independently funded.
Right.
So we're working with the rec program, we're working with council, we're all operating under the same rec umbrella. But because there's equipment involved in this program, we're independently funding that.
How much is it
Well,
per child?
can I get my question in?
Yeah.
Can there,
Go ahead.
Dave, you were going to answer me?
Yeah,
You started to.
yes, they are under the Borough Rec program, so
Right.
the Borough Rec program, we provide the gym for the basketball, so there'll
So-
be no fee.
There's no fee for the use of the fields and things like that? That was, I thought, when we wrote up that.
Well,
those
according to the document we have, if they are 503 and they're up under the borough, then there is no. Correct. Yeah.
Even though they're not totally borough? Yep. Okay, then that's, so we're.
Okay.
I was going to say, I would recommend, we cut that fee, but it's already been.
Sure,
done.
well, I
wasn't-
appreciate that so much, I do.
I wasn't aware of that, so,
No,
which is great.
it really has been wonderful support that we've received across the board, and I appreciate that, Jeff, I do.
Deb, Tony, did you have it
How
on?
much was it per child? We're looking on your, I think it says 400 per child.
Oh, no, we're 225. The registration fee is 225. I have a copy of the registration QR link as well.
So I'm showing in the spreadsheet that you had sent me that it breaks down to
Oh,
400
so,
per
okay,
child
so
with
that for
expense.
us is not registration. That for
Yes.
us was the budget on cost to actually dress each individual child. So including the helmet, including the integrated pants, the jerseys, their chin straps, all of the things necessary. We averaged that out at a cost of $400 per child. The registration fee that's currently posted is $225 per kid. So when we looked at the broadscape of the neighboring programs, we kind of fell actually in line, if not less than some of the other neighboring programs. So we're hoping to be able to offset as much cost as we can, but I think you all know, when you're trying to stand up a brand new program that requires a ton of equipment, it's really hard to estimate that stand-up cost, but we did do that.
What is the borough contributing?
So, well, when we went to the council meeting the other night, actually, Ralph, the mayor, contributed his own
Right.
$500 donation on
borough rec
behalf.
itself.
So the borough rec itself has not contributed anything as of yet. We are working with them hand in hand. So again, we are also learning to navigate between the school board and the council to try and collaborate on a mutual support opportunity.
Is there going to be something coming from the borough?
I don't know. There hasn't been a commitment, but it's not been negated or discluded at all.
Okay, you've been very thorough.
Thanks.
And you got this program up and
We
running.
did.
You've answered every question
Thank
I had. Marcus, I wish you luck. It seems like you're right on the ball, and, you know, I think you're going to have a successful season.
We are
You
really,
touched on-
really
You
excited.
touched on everything, and that's what we were asking with the previous program. Just be transparent, and, you know, things could happen. But
Absolutely.
being up under the borough, like, that's,
100%.
That's
If I
awesome.
might, if I could supply you guys, I have a copy of our sponsorship packet, which is what we're
Okay.
using to solicit. I have our registration file, and I also have a copy of the insurance that has the school board written as an underinsured. And our handbook. The only thing that I would ask that you guys consider is that our handbook is a working document. It's going to go out to our coaches for code of conduct and all of that, but as we add more families and more parents to this program, we're looking to have more board members and things like that. So it's a working document. But thank you guys all for your time.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Vanessa. Oh,
What
Vanessa.
happens to the equipment at the end of the year? Like, where do you store that?
So we have a storage facility that will be a part of our bottom line that goes
Okay, I
into
was
our,
gonna say, we could probably help
which would be
a
great.
little bit.
I mean, that would
it
be
depends
amazing.
on how big you get,
Yeah.
but we could probably, store equipment.
Yeah,
up to
I
a
mean, it would
certain
be
amount of people.
amazing.
We
to-
have a
to-
pole barn there, so
Okay.
I'm sure we can make some room for that, but once you expand and get real big, then it'll probably be harder to do, because we have
Yeah.
all our stuff in there.
No, thank you. Otherwise, honestly, like I live on Radcliffe Street. We have large basements.
Oh,
And we
okay.
have
Well,
big
you know what?
storage
How many
units,
kids you have
so,
right
yeah.
now? What do you have, 30? How many kids you have right now?
So about 30 children is what we aimed to stand up, like business plan wise, 30 kids, 15 on
we
each
could-
team. If
we
we get a
could
few more,
probably-
that's great, and then we'll expand next year.
We
Everybody
could
gets a
probably
chance to play.
handle that this year,
Yeah.
All right.
if you need a place
Great.
for that. So we could contact
Him.
George Gatto, you can contact me, but when does your year end? I mean, the kids take their stuff home with them, right?
So
The pads? At the end of the year,
Yeah.
when does your year end? Okay, well, we'll be back here having meetings, so just come back here, and you can talk to me or anybody here, but yeah, just come back here, and I'll cut a space out for you in the pole barn. Okay? I'm sure they're good with it, okay?
Okay, thank you. Great job. Great job. Good luck. Okay, anyone else from the public? Sir? No? Okay. Dr. Schaefer? No? Okay. All right, public participation is closed. Let's go to routine monthly business.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay,
Item 6.
item 6.
Item 6, under routine monthly business, Mr. President, I motion to approve the minutes of May 18, 2023. I also motion to approve the list of bills for June of 2023. And I motion to approve the treasury report for May of 2023.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item 7A, new
Under
business.
new business, Mr. President, I motion to adopt the final budget for the 2023-2024 fiscal year in the amount of $27,087,762.
Do I have a
Requires
second?
roll call.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione, this is a roll call vote.
I'd
Madam
just like to make a
Secretary.
quick comment
I'm
to
sorry,
the board.
Mr.
No
Go
problem. This is a balanced budget. There's no millage increase in this budget. And really, the only difference from the May presentation is the agreement of the support staff contracts in there now and column movement for the teachers, which we didn't have prior.
Thank you, Mr. McHugh. Good job. Okay, Madam Secretary.
Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith?
Vote on the...
Yes.
Yes,
I'm screwing these up, I'm sorry.
okay.
Ms. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Parolo?
Yes.
Mr. Poliafico?
Yes.
Mr. Stiltner?
Yes.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Paglione?
Yes.
And Mr. Chicoletti?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Madam
Okay,
Secretary.
item B. Mr. President, I motion to approve the resolution to levy real estate tax at a rate of $15.40 per $100 of assessment, and the equivalent of 154 mills.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Pagliano, any questions? Mr. McHugh, do you have a comment?
No, this is just establishing with the county that our millage
Okay.
rate has stayed at 154.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to reenact the resolution to levy a real estate transfer tax of 1%, an amusement tax of 1%, and an occupational privilege tax of $52.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Pagliano, Mr. McHugh, would you like to explain that one?
Just the occupational privilege tax, $5, and that goes to the school district, $5 goes to the borough council, and the remaining $42 goes to the police for their contract.
All right, thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries.
Okay,
Item D.
item D. I motion to approve the attached homestead rebate resolution.
Okay, do I have a second? Mrs. Pagliano. Mr. McHugh?
I would just remind, Mr. D'Angelo always makes me remind the county, the members, anybody who owns their home can fill out a form that's due on April 1st to get money back through this, through the gaming. All you have to do is file something with the county, and it's taken as a part of the homestead, and you get a portion of it. This year's amount is $383.44.
Yeah, you get a reduction if you fill it out.
And I would just ask you one thing. So I know probably 95% of the people, but it's not 100%, right?
Correct.
There
There's
are-
1,635 homesteads that have applied for and been accepted.
Right.
There's probably close to 2,500 that own their home.
That haven't applied for.
Correct.
And some of them legitimately, because they're just not, they may
Yeah.
be declaring a homestead somewhere else.
Correct.
But my point is, I don't think it's 100%. So if you're out there and you own your own home and you pay school taxes, please check it out. It's not that hard. You can probably go online and fill it out
Yep.
and everything, and you'll be getting $300. So, thanks for reminding us, Chris.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Item E, Mr. President, I motion to approve the budget transfers for the 2022-2023 fiscal year as per the attached.
Second.
Mrs. Pagliano, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item F.
Item F, I motion to approve the attached list of 2023 Bristol High School graduates upon successful completion of the academic requirements.
Second.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Pagliano? Okay, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item G.
Mr. President, I motion we approve the proposed contract between BBSD LLP as district auditor and the Bristol Borough School District to conduct an audit for the 2022-2023 fiscal year at a cost of $23,500.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pagliano, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item H.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the award of the bid of the Bristol High School gym floor refinishing to Dublin Enterprises.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Pagliano, any questions?
Just to make a quick comment, the district received 2 bids. Dublin Enterprises was the lowest bid at $32,950.
And that work will be done soon, I believe.
Correct, it will be
Yes.
completed this summer.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item I.
Item I, I motion to approve the awarded proposal from Bucks Mechanical for the HVAC maintenance for 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Pagliano, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Personnel.
Okay, under personnel, I motion to approve to appoint Travis Gale as junior varsity boys basketball coach in supplemental position. The rate would be at the master agreement effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Pagliano. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the retirement of Stacy Wilkinson, PCA, effective at the end of 2023 school year. Stacy has been with the school district for 10 years.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to appoint John Love in the contracted position of Assistant IT Support effective 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione, any questions?
Just wanted
All
to
those-
make a,
Questions?
just wanted to make a quick comment. That
Go
this salary is paid through ESSER funds, federal government funds. The district does not pay for it.
I have a question.
Question?
Is this like, what is this for? Is this for working in the school or working with Paul?
So, yeah, so Mr. Love reports with Paul. He comes in about 2 to 3 days a week, depending on, like, at the beginning of the year, and he helps, like, rebuild computers for kids to pick up. He does numerous other things, replaces projectors, cameras. You know, he kind of assists Paul with that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and we also, like, we all have, all of our drivers have radios and stuff like that, do they, or no? No, we don't have radios?
Bus drivers?
No?
No.
Do we have any, we have just yours?
We have local, like, around the schools, just
Right,
not
so-
our drivers.
but my
Yes.
point is, we have them in the schools, and that
Correct.
requires, right, so, yeah, there's a lot of technology that is being kind of built in.
Oh, I understand.
yeah.
I just
And,
didn't know about
and my point to the board is that when those ESSER funds expire, the work that John is doing is not gonna go away. In other words, it's growing, so it's something that we'll have to consider for next year. Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
Okay, here we go. Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Cassidy Rossi as a long-term substitute for the elementary school at a bachelor's, step 1, as per master's agreement, effective 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Okay, approve to hire Julie Finkel as an elementary teacher at bachelor's, step 1, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item F.
I motion to approve to hire Samantha Peterson as an elementary teacher at master's, step 6, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item G.
I motion to approve to hire Sydney Smith as an instrumental music teacher at bachelor's, step 1, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item H.
Okay, item H is approve to hire Ryan Bowman as a middle school science teacher at bachelor's, step 1, and benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions. Congratulations.
Okay.
I didn't know. I just asked him. I said, is that you? He said, yeah. Congratulations.
We're wondering why you're sitting
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome to
wondering why you're
Bristol
sitting there.
Borough.
Okay. Item I.
Okay, item I, approve to hire Rachel Albright as a school psychologist at Masters Plus 30, Step 11, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item J.
Item J, I have a motion to approve to hire Mike Poplawski as the Assistant High School Principal Athletic Director for Bristol Junior Senior High School as an 11-month position, effective beginning the 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item K.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Lilia Hatton as a paraprofessional salary and benefits as per the negotiated agreement, effective 2023-2024 school year.
Second.
Mrs. Paglia, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item L.
Item L, Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Lily, oh, this is the same one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's right. I'm sorry. I motion to approve to hire Lily Hatton as an athletic trainer, effective the 2023-2024 school year.
Any questions? Just have to make a comment.
Yes.
Lily was our athletic trainer before, and she's coming back. She'll be working during the day. Her position will be the paraprofessional, and then she'll be giving us the athletic trainer. We had no one else apply, correct, Dr. Davis?
That's correct.
So now we're compliant, so great job. Okay,
Second.
all those in favor, I'm sorry, Mrs. Paglione, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item M.
Mr. President, I motion to appoint, of the appointment of the following for ESY district assistants or PCAs at the rate of pay as per the master agreement, Joe Malone and Kayla McCausland.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention.
And
Item
finally,
N. Finally,
item N,
Mr. D'Angelo, wow.
approve the collective bargaining agreement between Bristol Borough Educational Support Professional Association and the Bristol Borough School District.
Do I have a second?
Effective July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
Second by Mrs. Paglione. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions. Thank you, Mr. D'Angelo, for doing all of that. Great job. Thank you. Okay, information and discussion. Next board meeting will be August the 17th, 2023. The board breaks for the summer. I'll go around the horn here. Mr. Smith?
I'd like to congratulate the class of 2023 and kindergarten class and the sixth grade class moving on. Thank Nick and Kelly for your update. And this past school year, I think we did a terrific job. I'm proud to be a part of a good team. And I look forward to the 2023-2024 school year. Good luck and have a great summer, everyone. Be safe.
Ms. Curran?
Well, just to not repeat everything that Tony just said, but also just to thank everyone in the school and in the community that really supports the students, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally. It takes a village, and we're very lucky, I think, in Bristol Borough to have a village that dedicates so much to the students. So I think we're very fortunate to be here, and to thank everyone in the room for all their hard work this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Curran. Mr. Parola?
I guess, I'd like to thank or congratulate all the kids that graduated, but I'd like to congratulate all the parents, the grandparents, stepdads, and stepmoms who helped them to get there. Because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be walking down the aisle. So, and I'd like to thank Nick and Kelly for doing another good job and making our job easy.
Is that it, Mr. Parola?
I think that's all I have, unless we're going out to eat.
We are not.
Okay, then.
Ms. Paglione?
Yes, I attended the Outrageous Showcase, and it was a wonderful event. And the program is great, and I hope it continues. I was at graduation. It was a great success, and thank all who were involved in its success. And thank you, Dr. Schaefer, for coming back and helping us out. And also, congratulations to all the graduates. And we failed to mention what the children, the graduates received for, what was it, in
1.1 million.
1.1 million
And scholarships.
in scholarships. So that's very, I think that's very successful for our graduates to have gotten $1.1 million in scholarship. And lastly, I'd like to say good luck and best wishes to Mrs. Agasar, because she was here for 34 years, and we are going to miss her. On her retirement, she will surely be missed by our school district. She was a great math teacher, and I hope we will be able to fill her shoes. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Paglione. Mr. Polyafco?
Yeah, congratulations to all the graduates and their families. and I wish everybody a happy and safe summer. Nick, Kelly, Chris, Jen, have a great summer. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the bigger graduating classes in recent history, I think, correct? Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Congratulations to everybody. Tom, thanks for all your help and everything. Doctor,
You're welcome. Thank you.
that's it.
Mr. Steltner?
Just to congratulate Dr. Davis, Kelly, Nick, rest of the administration on a successful year. Wanted to point out, as Ms. Paglio mentioned, the 1.1 to 1.2 million received in scholarships and grants, and that couldn't have been done without the help of Nick and Ms. Kennard. Effortless work that they put in helping those kids. And then finally, for anyone doing the summer program, there's a mandatory meeting tomorrow. There's 2 of them, one's at 8 and one's at 6. So, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Stiltner. Yeah, thanks for that update on that, too. Dr. Davis?
Yes, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank my administrative team, my secretary. Okay, she puts up with, Jen puts up with a lot. I'm not a morning person, but she's not either, so we get along beautifully. Okay?
Thank you.
That's important. She helps make my day go smoother, okay? I'd like to thank Dr. Schaefer for her support. Seemed like we joined at the hip, okay? It just made the job easier. Even though I have been here before, things change rapidly, so it's good to have that transition and someone you know that you can trust and depend on to help you along the way. You can't do it by yourself, so I have many support people in my administrative team, Kelly, Nick, Pops, Bobby, everyone did exactly about team. It's about the team. And if you look over the course of the 2023-24 school year, we have done a good job, okay, pre and post-COVID, okay? And if you at that graduation, you didn't see one knucklehead. You've seen kids march in, walk out, conduct themselves admirably while on stage. We didn't have no, and people don't say that. We're usually in the paper when things happen. So we need to give the opportunity to those kids who really made us shine and did the right thing. And they deserve, if you're out there listening, our Bristol kids are good kids. And as the superintendent of schools, we're gonna let them know it every time we had the opportunity to say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Quick question. How long have you been in the Bristol Borough School District, on and off, roughly?
8 years as superintendent, came back, helped with the turn in school, so say like 10 years. And plus, really add my 16 years ago, I was with the IU, so add that at 26 years.
So 26 years? Okay. And Dr. Schaefer, how long? 32. So we have 32 and 26 is 68 years of experience. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Mr. Trullo?
Yes, just another successful year. I really appreciate all the work and the cooperation I get from the administration, the school board, everybody here, and everybody have a safe, healthy, and enjoyable summer.
Thank you, Mr. Trullo. Mr. D'Angelo?
I just got a couple things. I want to congratulate Mr. Nastasi and Ms. Mazzara for having a really great year, and all the hard work you did with the graduation. And I know we had tried to put the graduation out on the video. We had been putting a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, what happened was that the video locked on to motion where the trains were, and that's where it stayed. But I went home today just to check it to see, when Mr. Poplowski told me that we had a problem, but you can still hear the audio. So I said, let me listen to it. So I listened to the audio. I heard Jimmy Ruman say the Pledge of Allegiance, which was pretty neat. I heard 3 wonderful speeches by our class president, Ms. Fate, and our valedictorian and salutatorian, Mr. Walker and Mr. Catroci, and just listen to it. So for anybody out there that didn't see it or was kind of disappointed, I hope you take a minute to listen to it, all right? And I got to tell you, so as I'm listening to it, then I hear Dr. Davis, which gives this great speech, right, and about passion. And let me tell you how great it was. while I was listening to it, my son was walking through the kitchen. He heard Dr. Davis speaking, and he immediately took out the trash and came in and cleaned up after himself. And so, I just want to thank you for that, Dr. Davis. It's taken me 25 years, and by chance that he walks by and he hears it. But like on one serious note, actually two, we did a lot of things here tonight. You know, we did. You know, our district, we've hired a lot of people, including this impressive young man, and we're moving in the right direction. And this wasn't easy, and this was well thought out. So I just want to thank you for that. And I just want to mention one thing. On a sad note, we lost one of our crossing guards. His name is Mr. Dorenzo, Fran Dorenzo. He was a long-time Bristol resident. He served his country in the Coast Guard. He served on many boards in Bristol. And in Bucks County, he was a really good bowler, okay? So in Bucks County, the name was Vince Mazzani Sr. He was a name legend. He was a pro bowler known across the country. But as Vince was getting older, there was a young whippersnapper named Fran Dorenzo, who was a pretty impressive bowler in Bristol and the county and the state as well. So he passed away, and I just would ask that everybody keep his family in your prayers. So that's it.
Thank you, Mrs. D'Angelo. Just one question. As a president of IU, how many graduations did you attend?
Oh my God, I attended many, many graduations. And I'll tell you what, one other thing. It was so nice to hear what Sophia said. Her first words out of her mouth in her statement were, it was so great to be involved with the unified teams and how much that we've all learned the one thing. And so, like I said, I would encourage anybody who still, if that link is still up, take 10 minutes and go listen to the beginning of our ceremony last night and hear just what a wonderful, wonderful things were said, and very impressive.
That's true. That's true, Mrs. D'Angelo. But you still didn't ask me, how many graduations?
5. I just wanted to make a quick comment, just to let family members and loved ones know who couldn't see the graduation. It will be uploaded probably by next week.
Okay.
So everybody will have an opportunity to view it on our channel.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, just real quick here, I want to congratulate the class of 2023, all of the staff, the superintendent, Dr. Schaefer, Mr. Nastasi, Kelly, everyone involved, Jen, and especially the custodians who people don't realize they have to set up inside in case it rains and outside, and they take everything down. So we want to thank all the employees for a great year. The track team, which did very good this year, the softball team, the unified track, and
Great year, man.
a great year for a lot of things. You could see by the comments that Mr. Rosado and Mr. Nastasi made how we're moving forward. So I want to wish everyone a happy summer. I want to thank the teachers, the administration, for another great school year.
Can I just ask you one thing? So
Yeah,
we
go
are
ahead.
going to be off, but we don't have anything that we might need?
If we do,
yeah.
if there's a pressing matter, Dr. Davis will give us a call.
Okay.
I'll have Jen call the board, so we'll make sure that people, we do have 5 present. Good
Got it.
point.
That's it.
Okay, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
Sharon?
Second.
Use the gavel.